now I want to talk to you about having products on hand. You heard me mention earlier that I always have 6 filled roll-up bags at every single one of my beauty experiences, and that's because I choose to have products on hand. When it comes to selling the product, you have 2 choices. The first is to allow your clients to pre-order them, so they'll come to the beauty experience. You won't have anything to give them at the end of it, but they can place an order with you. You can in turn place an order with Mary Kay Corporate and then wait for those products to be shipped, and then you can deliver them to your clients. The other option is to have products on hand, which is what I choose to do and what I'm going to encourage you to do if you really are focused on building a robust client base. I don't have every single thing in the catalog. I think that would be silly because I don't know who's gonna buy a blue eyeshadow or a purple lipstick, but I do have the basics. So what I mean by that is that everything I demo at the party, I have on hand. I don't want my clients to try something and then have to tell them at the end, I'm sorry, I don't have that. I kind of equate it to free samples. Imagine that you were to receive a free sample. Let's say you're walking through Target and they hand you like a cheese and a cracker, or even if you were at like the ice cream store or chocolate store where they have like little free samples. And just imagine that you took one of the free samples and you said, wow, this is amazing. Where can I buy this? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't actually have that on hand. We have to order it. You'd be like, okay, why'd you give me the free sample then, right? So I look at it that way, and that's why I choose to have products on hand. Again, it's a very personal decision, and it's totally up to you. I don't want you to feel like there's a wrong way or a right way. I just know that depending on what your goal is, one way is better than the other, if that makes sense. So if you can take this out of your blue folder, this is in the left-hand pocket, and this really helps you decide how you want to start your business. This is where I find some women get a little bit emotional. And I will admit that when it comes to money matters, I have found that a lot of men are better decision makers because they take the emotion out of it. So I just wanted to encourage you to have an open mind and be neutral as you're going through this pamphlet. We call this your Ready, Set, Sell brochure. And this gives you all of your various options in having products on hand. So the first thing I want you to turn to is page 3. There's a little worksheet here that you can fill out. And the purpose of this worksheet is to help you determine, if you decide to have products on hand, how much to have on hand. And that's going to be based on your goals, how much money you want to make, and how much activity you are willing to engage in. So be brutally honest on here. And you're going to fill this out. It takes like, I don't know, 3 minutes to do. And you're going to score yourself. And based on that score, Mary Kay Corporate gives you a suggested amount of product to have on hand. Totally customizable, it's up to you. So when I started my Mary Kay business, I really wanted to run it as a business. And I weighed the pros and cons. I watched a very similar video to the one you're watching now with my husband, and we decided that I would come in as an Emerald Star, which means inventory of $3,600 wholesale. I was terrified. I had no idea what that was going to mean for us. I was like, really? You really think I should spend that much? And my husband said to me, this is your working capital. He's a banker. He uses words like working capital. But basically what he means is you can't sell from an empty wagon. So he said, this is what you're going to need to be able to make money. And with his support, I was able to wrap my mind around that decision. But there was a huge part of me that wanted to be emotional, that wanted to let that fear kind of stop me from moving forward. I'm so glad that I didn't let that happen, and I went ahead and went all in with it, because then I was able to really work my business like a business and make a lot of money right off the bat. Now, that was my decision. I'm not saying that everyone needs to make the decision I made, but I do want to be candid with you about that thought process for me and why I did what I decided to do. So when you're doing this worksheet, you may see that it comes up with something like $1,200 or $1,800. Just because it says that doesn't mean that's what you necessarily have to do. It's just a suggestion. And of course, I'm here to help you decide how you want to start your business. You need to make a sound business decision, but also one that you can sleep with. So once you've kind of made that decision, you can turn the page and you can see, this is where you can be excited, because you'll see the words bonus and free on here. Now you can see that the more product you decide to have on hand, the bigger the reward or the incentive. And Mary Kay Corporate does incentivize us to be star consultants, which starts at the $1,800 wholesale level. The reason they do that is because they want to be able to identify who is really working Mary Kay as a business, because then they give us referrals and leads. So that's just the way they draw the line. They just decided anybody who's a star consultant of 1,800 or higher is going to get those leads from corporate, and anyone who's not, we're going to assume is maybe working this very part-time or even for personal use, and we don't want to send a brand new customer who's looking to be serviced to someone who may not be able to service her. So you can see there are a lot of perks to coming in as a star consultant. Not only are you going to receive more free bonuses, which you can then turn around and sell at 100% profit because you didn't pay anything for them, or you can keep them for yourself and be able to speak genuinely and authentically about those products because you've tried them. But in addition to that, you're also going to receive what we call star prizes every quarter. So you have a full quarter to become a star consultant. The lowest level is $1,800. So the idea is if you're selling at least $1,200 a month, which would be $600 in wholesale you'd be ordering, you'll be right on track, right? 6 times 3 is 18. So you'd be on track at the end of the quarter to earn a star prize. And the higher of a star you are, the bigger the prizes. And they range from anything from like plates for your house, scarves, Kate Spade handbags, Dyson vacuums, travel vouchers, and it's all, you get to pick. You get to pick whatever you want in your category of star prize. So that's really exciting. And then of course you do get those leads that I was just mentioning before. So if somebody goes onto marykay.com and they put in their zip code and say they're looking for a consultant, only the star consultants are gonna come up because that again is how corporate determines who's going to be most likely to service this person well. So just so that all makes sense to you. So once you've decided how you want to start your business in terms of the products you want to have on hand, everything is up to you in terms of what goes in your cart. So you may be looking at this brochure and thinking, okay, if I come in as a $3,600 Emerald Star, I need to order these products. That's not true. You get to order whatever you want. So if you wanted to order $3,600 of mascara, you could. I wouldn't encourage you to do that. I'm going to sit down and help you figure out exactly what you're going to need to be successful, but just know that it's not like a canned or pre-arranged package. You get to pick every single item that's going to comprise that $3,600, which is really nice. It's really awesome that you have that flexibility to run your business the way you're going to run it. Maybe you already know that a lot of your clients are going to want skincare for women with more mature skin. Or maybe you know that a lot of your clients are more into makeup than skincare, and you can customize your order that way. And of course, I'm here to help you with that. So you may be now wondering, okay, so I love this idea. I want to be a star consultant. I'm going to go in guns blazing. I want the biggest package I can get, but I don't have $3,600 laying in my bank account. Well, don't fret, because I didn't either. We do have some options that Mary Kay offers through really reputable partners like Chase Bank. And there are different cards that you can apply for. Through Mary Kay, the only one is the Chase Signature card, and it offers a 0% financing for a year. So my husband, who I mentioned before is a banker, actually works for Chase. So he was like, let's do this. This is awesome. You're basically getting an interest-free loan from Chase to finance your business for the first year, which is not something I would have thought of. He came up with that perspective for me, but it's true. Basically, Chase is going to hand you this money. They're not going to ask for any interest in return, and you're going to be able to start your business and then pay them back over the course of the year and then own everything yourself. So that's what I chose to do because that's what worked for our family. If you want to come in at a lower amount because you have that amount in cash, great, and then you can always build from there. Whatever you decide to do is totally up to you, and I'm here to support you. It doesn't really make a difference to me how much product you decide on hand, because at the end of the day, if you're unhappy or you're unsure and you decide to take advantage of our 90% buyback guarantee, that's not going to be a great situation for me, because then you go to Mary Kay heaven and I lose you. So I want you to be comfortable and to make a decision you can sleep with, like I said before. But I also want to stretch you to make a decision that's going to help you grow your business. So if you don't qualify for the Mary Kay credit card, there are countless other options out there. I know that if you go to creditkarma.com and run your credit, they'll give you some options based on where you fall. Discover It has some great options as well. And if you have any questions about that, we can talk one-on-one and I can help you navigate through that. But where there is a will, there is a way. And we in Mary Kay make decisions. So this will be no different from any other decision you make in Mary Kay. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is the 90% buyback guarantee. You heard me just kind of mention that in passing. And what I love about our company is that it is so geared towards the woman and the way the woman thinks. And most women are not inherent risk takers. Most women are thinking, when they're analyzing a decision, like, how is this going to affect my family? What if it doesn't work out? What if I can't pay all the money back? What am I going to do? And on and on and on and on, right? Admit it, you were doing that. So Mary Kay Ash knew that, and she developed our 90% buyback guarantee, which means if you decide within the first year of being in business with Mary Kay that, you know what, this just really isn't for me. And you've given it a good try, right? You haven't just said you're doing Mary Kay, but you've actually been working it and just find that it's not for you. You can call up the company and let them know that you'd like to sell back all the product that you bought and they will buy it back. You will lose that 10%, but you'll recoup 90% of what you laid out in the beginning. I don't like to think about that. I think that's almost thinking about like, what if I fail before you've even begun? But for some people, it is important to know that there is that safety net there. And I think that also gives our company a lot of credibility. So, you know, if a company's legit, they're gonna have a guarantee like that. And I do love that we have that. So wanted to mention that to you. So before you go back to your sales director or your recruiter and tell her that you have completed your orientation, I want to make sure you have a few things ready to share with her. Remember, number one, you're going to tell her why you are excited to get started in your Mary Kay business. Number two, you're going to share with her where you see yourself after your first 90 days in business and how you would like to reward yourself. Number three, you're going to let her know what your decision is on having products on hand. And then the three of us will have a conversation on what will be the best fit for you. And always remember to have a positive attitude, to be teachable and coachable, and to go up, you have to show up. I'm really excited for you. I believe in you big time. And this is not the last time you will hear me say that anyone can do anything. Why not you? Go out there and be great.